Perfect. Perfect. Welcome to Dirty Fanatics United.
Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is coming at you live on a Tuesday night. It is episode 79 in the books. As always, I'm your host, Chase, followed by my co-host, Philip, and my man, Cody, at the bottom of your screen. If you're new to the channel and you are an Atlanta Falcon fan, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. We're always talking Falcon football, bringing you live coverage August the 2nd at the Benz. Live podcast coming at you in the Home Depot backyard, man. It's going to be a lit time. I'm looking forward to it. Falcon fans, this is episode 79. Hit that like button. Philip, Cody, what's going on, man?
It's been a blessing little week. You feel me? Got a lot of news up on this week, man. It's been fun. Been trying to keep everybody in the, our little loop here updated while y'all are, at work and stuff like that. Try to keep everything in the. I'm trying to get everything as possible, man. So,
definitely appreciate Philip coming through with the tweets, Snapchats, posts, whatever it may be that the Atlanta Falcons are dropping. Philip's been sure to drop them in the Facebook group that us guys are in on the a messenger or group chat. But shout out to Philip for that. Cody, I know it's been a busy work week and it's only the second day of the week for me personally. Cody, what's been going on, man?
Yeah, man. Had family over since Wednesday night last night. Doing stuff with Pops and all that stuff. So, got to lay him to rest finally. So it was a long, very emotional weekend. So, getting to talk to John Friday to take a break from life and then getting back in the work week, man. So it's been busy, but it's been a good busy. So, but I'm always excited to come on here and talk Falcon football for sure.
Love to hear it, man. Cody, glad the family was all together this week and glad y'all was able to get that settled and taken care of. Thoughts and prayers to Cody's family still, obviously. This channel alone, man, we've grown a lot since Cody's came on the platform, so we greatly appreciate Cody bringing in special guests like Mike Johnson, being here for the John Abraham interview, man. It's a lit time when it comes to DFU, man. So shout out to Cody, shout out to my co-host Philip. Falcon fans, we're bringing something new to the channel, not new, something old to the channel that we have yet done, Philip, in quite a while, man. So I think we go ahead and get this thing kicked off with a little bit of Avits Avenue.
Yes, sir, baby. You already know how it goes. We are now in your city. All right. So first things first. We have the news related here today that we have released Isaiah Wooden, and he was released to make room for Matthews. But it is seen here today that Coach Raheem Morris has confirmed that the signings of wide receiver James Washington and Jesse Matthews were, created by that opening. And then also offensive tackle Tyler Vrabel will also go under the reserve/retired list. He wouldn't elaborate on Vrabel's situation and such, but yes, that is the news for this week.
Love to hear it, man. Philip does a great job with Avits Avenue. Something we created when we first started this show, and the fans loved it. The fans started engaging in it. So me and Philip kept this thing rolling on. Cody, I'm sure when you were watching back when you was just a fan of DFU, I'm sure you've seen Avits Avenue before along the season. Philip bringing the stats throughout the year. He'll bring you stats, injury report, everything you see on ESPN, baby.
And we're going to bring the title with us every day.
And Avits Avenue, man. We get a W. Philip's got the W belt right there on his shoulder, man. So Philip doing it big time for the channel. Philip, Cody, let's talk about these signings, man. These signings, and then obviously let's talk about the Tyler Vrabel. That was kind of a shocker to me, Tyler Vrabel. Philip, Cody, your thoughts on that before we get to these new hires?
To be honest, I didn't really see it coming, but like you said, it's a shock. But then again, he has also had the opportunity, I guess, to show, like, we haven't seen the opportunity of him and see what's going on. You know, maybe it's something personal. We don't know. But, you know, shout out to him and his future, you know, endeavors, man. You know, but you was a Falcon, so I always appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. Cody, former offensive lineman, man. You see an offensive lineman, a really good backup here for the Falcons the past few years. You're already kind of shallow when it comes to depth on the O-line. We talked about it here, boys. We said if one person got hurt, if the right person retired / quit, then what? Then what do the Falcons do? So I think personally, Cody, that you could see maybe a vet signing here coming in the next few days. You know, we did it with I forget the kid's name, is it Elijah Wilkerson, the kid that played here for Atlanta? He was a offensive lineman. I can't remember his name for sure, but he was a solid lineman for us. He played for us Dan Quinn's first year, I believe it was, at the left guard position. But anyway, besides Cody, your thoughts of Tyler Vrabel retiring / reserve list here as you're on day 3 or day 4 training camp. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's kind of a shocking thing, man. You know, you never expect to see cuts or, you know, retirements or anything, you know, this early in training camp. That's for sure. You know, when I saw, you know, the breaking news, I was like, great, here goes Eddie Goldman again. But, you know, it wasn't. So, yeah, it was definitely shocking. He was definitely good, you know, for depth. But, you know, Terry knows what he's doing. I trust Coach Raheem Morris and what he's doing. So, shocking, you know, yes. Sad, you know, kind of, but, you know, at the same time, I think they've got a plan in store. And like you said, I think that probably means that a vet's coming in or they've got some idea of what they're doing. So
100%, man. Cody brings great points always when it comes to the channel, man. You know, you think about situations like that and then you look at Terry. I mean, you got a GM like Terry on the roster. So Cody is exactly right. Whatever they're doing at this offseason, whoever they cut, whoever makes that 53-man roster, Terry has a plan. Terry and Raheem has a plan. And like my boy Philip likes to say, why not us? Check in the comment section out here, man. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Comment section is popping off. Hit that like button if you're here. You have no reason not to hit that like button if you're commenting, man. Hit that like. We're talking Falcon football. My guy, Carlton Bunch, in the chat said, yo, what up, DFU? Shout out to Carlton Bunch.
They heard Avis was in your city, so they had to come by, baby. You know
Abno in the chat said, what's up, cuzzo? Abno, shout out to you, sir. Rise up. Cheats Gaming in the chat said, let's go, fellas. Rise up, baby. Hit that like button. Our guy, Brandon Keeler in the chat said, how is it, y'all? What's going on, Brandon? Hit that like button, brother. Check out Brandon on his own podcast, The Sports Nuts, on YouTube. Check him out. Sterling Woods on YouTube here. Sterling Woods says, how y'all feeling about the energy of this team? Philip, Cody, we've talked about it all week, man, and we got to stop giving the shout-outs here because we got to talk about this. I am excited, bro. I see the clips Philip sending to the group chat. I'm like, bro, this team is back. And then not only do you see that, which brings us to our next topic after this discussion, but the Falcons have sold out season tickets for the first time in 2 decades, Falcon fans.
This picture alone explains how I'm feeling. Look at the enjoyment.
If you don't feel the chemistry that I see out on the videotape, man, maybe I'm just a diehard Falcon fan and all I see is the good in this team. But Falcon fans, I'm excited for this season. Philip, Cody, your thoughts about Sterling Woods' comment here. Great comment from Sterling.
That picture explains it. You know, when you're just out there enjoying what you're doing, man. You got a group of guys, you know what I mean? And as a fan standpoint, it just looks amazing. You know what I mean? It makes you want to go out there and do it with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can tell they're enjoying themselves, and when they're enjoying themselves, they have confidence. Always, when you have the enjoyment, you have confidence. I'm very confident as a fan too, as well. I've sent it to y'all many times. We back, baby. we back.
Cody, my main man. I know it's been a long time since we watched our Falcons go to the playoffs. You being a season ticket holder in the bins every Sunday, watching it go down, win or loss, man. How does this make you feel as a fan? The energy that this team's bringing, what you see on Twitter, what Philip sends to the group chat, what we exchange throughout the week. How does this make you feel as a Falcon fan, bro?
Well, it's like I told y'all, you know, in the group chat when that got sent out, it was like it's about damn time because, you know, that means that this team's headed in the right direction as far as personnel, coaching. People are excited to watch the Falcons play football again since the first time since probably 2017. that the team is, headed in a direction that shows positive change. I mean, again, it just goes to show you what signing the right quarterback will do for you. Kirk Cousins is a Matt Ryan 2.0. He's, I'm not going to say he's as good as Matt Ryan, but that's the Matt Ryan fan in me. But he's comparable to Matt Ryan. And you can tell that the atmosphere, just like Philip's picture, man, they're enjoying what they're doing. It feels like this is the first training camp since 2017 that the press is excited about us, because you keep seeing, think about the past couple of years of training camp. You weren't seeing a whole lot of video come out. You weren't seeing a whole lot of pictures come out. But now it seems like every time you turn around, there's a video of Kirk Cousins. There's a video of, Pitt's working, in the red zone. You've just got excitement, and it's not, just from the team and fans obviously selling out, and, us, doing this. It's coming, we're, selling, like I said, selling out, but you're also getting the coverage that you weren't getting, for the past, 4 years.
Shit,
so it's just exciting to see. So definitely fired up
shout
about
out
the
to
energy
Raheem for that too, man. He's giving us everything.
I can remember Philip, just being a fan. Cody, I don't know if you made the training camp, Ritter's first training camp in Atlanta, but him and Drake, when they came out together, I remember me and Philip up on the hill, and we're like, dude, fans are back. Like, fans are here at training camp in 98-degree weather, sitting on the hill in the sun. Like,
it was horrible.
Just seeing that was cool to see. But then you see this new, I'm going to show you a picture that Philip and Cody's talking about. It just tells you what kind of chemistry that Ra has brought to this locker room and this team. This team is really jiving together. You're seeing Kyle Pitts and Drake London, man, in practice. Smiles on their face, man. Loving practice, loving what they do for a living. I love to see it. Sterling, that brings a good conversation to the podcast. We appreciate your comments, Sterling Woods. My guy, DSGB Hall in the chat said, DFU, what it do, fellas? Rise up, DSGB Hall. Hit that like button, brother. My guy, Robert Stevens. Shout out to Robert Stevens, man. A diehard Falcon fan here in Robert Stevens. Check out Robert Stevens, man, on Facebook, whatever channel Robert Stevens. Go subscribe to Robert Stevens, man. Shout out to Robert. He is going to be a special guest on the show, boys. I don't know if I broke this news to y'all, but Robert Stevens, another one in the line to be the next co-host here for Dirty Fanatics United. Going to check out Robert Stevens, a little interview style here on the podcast. So shout out to Robert Stevens, man. My mom's in the chat says, Stormy Sapp, happy Tuesday, DFU. Happy Tuesday, Mom. Hey, you see that, Philip? You see that?
I don't see nothing.
Yes, Justin Newman in the chat said, what's good, fellas? Justin Newman, what's going on, brother? Glad another one auditioning here for DFU. Justin Newman, another one, like DJ Khaled would say. Shout out to the Falcon fans for wanting to be a part of DFU, man. It means a lot to us here on the channel to have you guys even want to, interview for our DFU podcast, man. It's something cool that I think's cool. Falcon fans want to be on the show, guys. That's pretty dope. Yes, Falcon fans, we got some more Atlanta Falcon news and updates for you. Philip, linebacker Milo Effler didn't like left guard Matt Bergeron going past the whistle and slapped him upside the helmet. Bergeron went back at him before things settled down. Very minor scuffle. This was reported by D-Led. Falcon fans is getting rowdy at training camp. You see the title. ATL training camp is heating up, baby. Battling is the word for this offseason. Cody, Philip, your thoughts of the scrapple here with Matt Bergeron and linebacker Milo Effler?
I just see it as don't get me wrong. You don't want to see them, start into a tussle. Thankfully, it ended up, before it got too, serious. But I don't see a problem with trying to a little going over a little after the whistle. It happens. It happens. It's in game as well. That's just showing the competitive side of what's Bergeron. He's been, he showed out last year, so it's just showing that he's still wanting to do this. And as a fan, I love to see the aggressiveness.
Cody, Philip right there brings up another great point. He talks about the athleticism and Matt Bergeron working through the whistle. Cody, you being an offensive lineman, you know as well as I do, bro, when you got aggressive, nasty O-line in front of a quarterback that can throw over 1,000 yards, over 4K yards a season. Kirk Cousins having that second-year player, Matt Bergeron, Cody, what does this mean for this offensive line in Matt?
Yeah, man, it's always good to see your offensive linemen be aggressive. Now, of course, it's football. It's going to happen. But, I know a lot of people will look at that and go, like, I can't believe they're fighting with each other. But it's a good thing that they're being aggressive because that means that they're competing with each other, and that's what you want. You want them to compete with one another in camp. But then, obviously when season starts, it's one team, one love, man. So, I mean, it's good to see that, they're testing each other. They want to see who's out there ready to work through the whistle, to push through the whistle. I mean, it's never a bad thing when you get these guys out here competing like that and taking their job, to heart. Like, I mean, it shows heart. It really does that you're willing, to go a little further past the whistle. And then, the guy, who was it that slapped him in the helmet?
Milo Effler.
Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, it's good, man. So, I mean, it means that they're competing with one another, and that's always a good sign on a football team that y'all are competing with it and not throwing fists. I mean, if they were throwing fists, now we've got an issue, but pushing, slapping, it's no big deal, man. That's football.
We've been there that year.
Speaking of competition at camp, and why I say training camp is heating up, because Falcon fans, I got a clip here for you of KP, no other than Mr. the
Unicorn.
Putting some moves on the defensive back here. Here we go with this little 5-second reel.
Damn.
Toe drag swag. That's a touchdown,
Damn.
fellas.
Damn.
That's a touchdown, fellas.
Damn.
We are going to have, I believe, a nasty red zone defense or offense, man, and defense. I believe the defense. That's another topic we're going to talk about here tonight, guys.
Tell a friend.
Is the offense good, or is the defense bad, or is Kirk Cousins just that man? That'll be our next subject here for the podcast. But Philip, Cody, seeing Kyle Pitts go up in the red zone, man, come down in the corner of the red zone. It's been a while since you've seen Kyle Pitts action one-on-one in the end zone. How are we feeling about this, Philip? I got something for you. I mean, it's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. Philip, Cody, your thoughts?
Damn. That's my word. Damn. Man, it was beautiful. I ain't gonna lie to you. The little in move inward and then out. The 1-2 in out, bro. It was just beautiful, bro. And then the catch at the end, bro. It just put the cherry on top, man. We ain't seen Kyle move that swiftly and just that, look normal in about a year now. It's been a full year now since we've seen him without the limp. He looks great, man. Like he said, he feels like he's in his rookie year all over again. So that's a scary sight. We all know what he did with a good quarterback on his rookie year. I mean, sorry for anybody covering him, but watch out. That's not me being biased. I'm just being 100% honest with you, man. You've seen the clips, you've seen the tape rookie season. He was kind of unstoppable, low key. Mm-hmm. So God bless you if you're having to guard this big 6'6" man moving at the speed of lightning.
And he will be playing receiver this year, Philip.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's playing a little bit of receiver this year. Cody, your thoughts seeing Kyle Pitts back in the red zone, man, getting both feet down in a pretty crucial catch. I mean, right over the top, you got hands in the way. Kirk puts the ball on the money, and Kyle Pitts comes down with it in the breadbasket. Touchdown, that's 6 points. Cody, your thoughts of the play here that you've been seeing from Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, my first thought looking at that video is man, Kyle Pitts is back. It doesn't look like that injury is something that he's second guessing anymore. It looks like he's found that. It was kind of like John was saying, on Friday. It's that mental part is back. I know I can still cut. I know I can still make those moves, and I can go get the football. Now, again, he's finally playing with the quarterback that can give him the confidence that, hey, if I do my job, that ball's going to be where I need it. And that's what he's got in Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, it's a great aspect from, not only from seeing what Kyle Pitts is doing, but then, again, to see Kirk put the ball on the money like that. I mean, again, this is stuff that we haven't seen in 4 years coming out of training camp, and it's a breath of fresh air is the best way I can put it.
Yep.
I'm gonna break down another thing on that
Go ahead,
on that clip. I'm just breaking down what it looks like. DeMarco Hellams has changed numbers to 23. He was the one guarding that. They're giving him competition. That is going to build him up as he progresses into this league, guarding somebody like this in practice. and had good coverage. I will say, he just got Kyle
Yeah,
Pitts just got
and
the top on him.
Kirk just threw a beautiful ball and put it
it's
in
just
the
good ball
spot that
placement,
only.
and he's got the top over him. So I mean, it is what it is. But
Mhm.
I just wanted to mention that. So shout out to DeMarco Helms as well. I see.
See what I mean, man? Y'all see what I mean, man? Feel it bringing and breaking down here for you at DFU. Hit that subscribe button, man. We talking Falcon football. Justin Newman, to answer that question, brother, we are at the Benz Friday, baby. All three of DFU is in the house for the first time, baby. We're going to be lit. We're going to be taking interviews. We're going to be doing podcasts. So get at us, man. We're making a nice video here for the podcast for you. So definitely hit us up if you're at the Benz Friday. That goes for anybody in the chat, man. Hit us up Friday. We'd love to get a Falcon interview of what you're looking for that day and what you think about this Atlanta Falcons team. So be sure to catch up with DFU, baby. Shout out to my guy, Millie Mills, in the chat. Said, DFU, what's up with it? What's up, Millie Mills?
Y'all smell that?
What's that?
I smell football.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
Thursday is the first game, man.
It's right around the corner.
Coming.
Hall of Fame game. Get that out the way. Caleb Williams will not play. Obviously, he wasn't expecting. Yeah, Caitlin won't play. He'll be on the sideline painting his nails. Sterling Woods in the chat said Kirk is throwing the ball in tight space. Exactly. Kirk Cousins is putting the ball in tight space. And Sterling Woods, you bring up a great comment here again, because that is our next topic here on the channel. I got a little Daniel Flick action from you on Twitter here. He posted the other day. He said, in case you missed my recap from last night, a few nuggets. I have Kirk Cousins at 28 of 30 through 2 days of 11 on 11 periods. DeMarco Helms said Atlanta hasn't ran any three safety looks yet under Jimmy Lake. Sam looks for JD Bentran. Falcon fans. Kirk Cousins is going 28 for 30 in training camp. No pads. Obviously, today was first day of pads, and he's still throwing dots. But besides the point, I mean, you're going one-on-one, which means these cornerbacks should be covering the receiver pretty tight. They have no other coverage. They have one assignment, guard this man, and that's what they're running right now. And Kirk Cousins is going 28 for 30.
Well, shout out to our rookie as well, man. He's doing his thing as well. The clip that I sent you earlier to Drake that threw that beautiful dime, it was our rookie QB, man. Just beautiful placement.
See,
man.
And that's what I love about this team, because you have Michael Penix already building chemistry with Drake London. When Michael Penix steps up into that role and your number one receiver is out there, he knows when that guy's going to break. He knows how that guy's going to go on a go route. He knows how he comes back on an in route. Falcon fans, this team is going to be crazy for years to come. Philip.
It is known. Penix also has a good relationship with Kirk and Pitts, as them three and someone else. I couldn't think of the name, but they are bunked together this training camp. So shout out to that, man. That's pretty cool, man.
Building chemistry all over the board, man. Cody, your thoughts of Kirk Cousins, baby, going 28 of 30 throws, only 2 drops, Cody, out of 3 days of training camp. What do you see happening for this Falcon team?
Man, this is why I've been saying, and I'll continue to, I'll die on this hill and I'll keep beating this drum until the canvas falls off, man. This team will average 30 points a game. Nice. It is because of Kirk Cousins and the chemistry that he's already got, what it seems like with these guys.
And Cody, not to interrupt you, brother, but it really sounds like these receivers have called on pretty nicely to Zach Robinson's scheme.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. That it just seems like they're clicking early, and that's always a good sign, because it always takes your offense a little longer to click than your defense. But it seems like Robinson, the combination of Robinson and Kirk and Raheem and all these guys out there putting in the work is helping that offense really start to click early. And that, like I say, I mean, that's a really good thing, especially with the schedule that you have you're starting 5 games, Philly, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, division opponent, in New Orleans, that this team is already like, okay, I know where you're at. Kirk's putting the ball where it needs to be. The other big thing about that is not only is it Kirk putting, the ball where it needs to be, people aren't dropping the ball either. That means our wide receivers are catching what, is thrown to them. I mean, how many times do we see, drop balls that, absolutely kill drives for us? And that's not happening right now. I can't remember what the tweet was that said that, Michael Penix was tearing up, the defense, but what Kirk Cousins was doing to him was even more unholy than that. Mm-hmm. So, it's one of those things. It's just like, it sounds like our offense is, 2016-ish is the word,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And so I'm like I say, I can't wait to see what they look like when they start playing opponents.
Speaking of drop balls, shout out to the Panthers. Y'all can't catch nothing this all season, man.
That's
Shout
your
out
around
to
the league
y'all.
news for today. Panthers can't catch footballs. Anthony White in the chat, man. Shout out Anthony White, whether it's live, whether it's coming after the show. Anthony White has always been sure to comment for Dirty Bird or Dirty Fanatic United. So shout out to Anthony White, man. Much love. Justin Newman said, I'm going to be there. Got to meet up. Justin, get the interview in, baby. Hey, your time to shine, cuz. Get the interview in at the Benz, and it's going to be on the live podcast. So be sure to catch up with DFU if you're trying to make a spot here, like a clip here on DFU. Shout out Justin Newman, man. Diehard Falcon fan. Falcon fans, you are listening to Dirty Fanatic United, episode 79, coming at you live, bringing you your Atlanta Falcon content. Coming up with the next little segment here. It's not really a segment, but it's around the league news, and this has something to do with an ex-Falcon. Receiver finds fresh start with the 49ers. My guy, Frank Darby, the locker room spirit, Frank Darby, has headed over to Kyle Shanahan, or Shanashit, as we say here on the podcast. Frank Darby finds a new home. Philip, Cody, your thoughts about Frank Darby finding another spot on the roster?
It sucks to see him go, but if his talent, if he wasn't fit in this scheme, it is what it is. I'm glad that he did. On the other hand, find another way to get on a team. Whether it's with someone we don't like, as in Shanahan, and the 49ers. It's not even just because of that. I just don't like them. It is what it is. We have reasons, but shout out to him, man. I hope he continues to stay as positive as he always has been. It was always fun watching that training camp and other things. Just being a good locker room presence as well. Even on special teams when he made a couple plays on special teams. Always love seeing it. I do hope he does have a bigger role over there. Hopefully for his sake. But if we play you, brother. I hate to say it, but we're going to take it down. It is what it is.
Yeah, so shout out to Frank Darby, man. He brought good times, in a dark space here as a Falcon fan. Watching Frank Darby cut it up and act a fool with them guys out on the football field was pretty cool to see, Philip. We both had the signature of Frank Darby, got to meet him in person. A high-spirited guy, man, not only behind the camera, but face-to-face. So shout out to Frank Darby, man, for making his move, finding another roster to be on. And as Philip said, hopefully he can, get that extra shine with another team here in the NFL. Cody, Frank Darby finds another home in the NFL. He is finally with the San Francisco 49ers. Finds a spot on a roster in the NFL. Cody, your thoughts, Frank Darby?
I'll say, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'll say it just started lightning and storm big time over here, and I lost internet and power. But, I did see Frank Darby, go ahead and sign over with San Francisco. I mean, he really didn't shine as much as I was hoping he was here in Atlanta. But, good luck to him in the future, with San Francisco. I know he's got a few Arizona teammates over there that he played with. So, good luck to Frank. And, thanks for being a Falcon and, doing, I mean, it was very little, but, at least, you put on the Falcon uniform. I wanted more for you here, but, you still put on the uniform and did work for us. So, good luck with his future endeavors.
Yes, sir, man. Always, once a Falcon,
always.
I wouldn't say always a Falcon because we've had some shitty people become Falcons. So, Cody, do you want me to add you on the other one?
Yeah, I'm going to jump out of my.
There's our guy, Cody, back on the laptop. The storm tried to take him out, baby, but he's back, man. Falcon fans, I got some really important news for you, man, because we've talked about it here on the podcast when we went over our roster depth chart deal here on the NFL list. I got confirmation from Daniel Flick. Says Nate Lemon said he has the green dot and is calling the defense regardless of who's out there between Troy Anderson and Caden Ellis. Lemon said he's fully calling it when Anderson is on the field and him and Ellis alternate it when they're together. Nate Lemon, a guy that really produced for your team last year. He was a top-ranked linebacker last year through the NFL. Was a very, very good run stuffer. Not so great on the coverage end, but he was definitely a dominant run stopper. Him and Caden Ellis were on the ball. I mean, every play. It seemed like him and Caden Ellis were the first ones to the ball. Phillip, Nate Lemon getting the green dot more than Caden Ellis. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
That's my thoughts on that. It's just showing how much he's grown. It seems like it's either that he's grown a whole lot or they're just trying to test it out. We have seen what he can do, but there's also another thing that you might see someone else be pushed up to the line, to rush, or like a blitz type of deal, like say as in Troy or either Caden Ellis, because Ellis did that back in New Orleans. But we also know that Troy is before he got hurt, they're probably, he got block punt returns and everything else, or punts, not returns, but he had block punts. Maybe they can use that as in, get the speed around there and get the sacks. We don't know. It's going to be pretty fun to see Nate taking that lead role though. So yeah. I'm excited for him. I'm all here for it, man. You know what I mean?
Cody, seeing Nate Lemon after the great season he had last year, we were, as Falcon fans, man, we were on the edge of our seats hoping that you re-sign Nate Lemon this offseason. I know we talked about it numerous times here on the podcast, and Nate Lemon was one of their first signed free agents. So the Falcons showed what Nate Lemon meant to this team to go out and grab him so early in the offseason. But, Cody, Nate Lemon, damn, it is storming over there, brother.
Yes, sir, it is.
With Nate Lemon getting the green dot, what does this mean for the defense, or is it something as more as like what Phillip said? They're going to eventually test all three of them out, see who does the better job. Nate Lemon getting the green dot here early in training camp. Cody, your thoughts?
I think that means that it's shown how much how much better he's gotten and how important he is. He really is to his defense. I don't think it's necessarily a test that they're putting these guys through. I think Landman will probably wear the green dot more often than not from just what it sounds like. And it definitely, he definitely deserves it because like you said, like we have said 100 times on this podcast, if it wasn't Landman there, it was Ellis. And if it wasn't Ellis, it was it was Landman and Ellis. So I really think that that's the Falcons saying, hey, look, we see, what you can be and how much better how much more we can trust you because, like you said, obviously they went out and got him early. And made sure that he came back because he was such a key piece to our defense. So I think that really shows that, not only do the new coaches trust him, it speaks to how good Nate Lemon really is to get to wear the green dot. And I think he's going to do a great job doing it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Talking Falcon football here. Falcon fans, I have some more training camp news here for you. This is kind of earlier on in training camp, day one of training camp. Your guy, Michael Penix Jr., to Rondell Moore for a touchdown, beating the man, no other than A.J. Terrell Island. Says, good throw from Penix, arms fully extended from Moore, who made a good hand catch, had Terrell beat by a step or two. Falcon fans, we talked about the speed that this receiving core was fixing to bring into the room. You got Rondell Moore. You got Darnell Mooney. Have yet to see a lot come out about Darnell Mooney this offseason. But Rondell Moore and Ray McLeod, two names that I have seen a pretty good bit on Twitter. Phillip, Cody, your thoughts on these receivers beating a legend like A.J. Terrell?
It is kind of crazy to think, but it's the speed. That's the definition of speed. They're taking the top over them. That's what we've been wanting and needing as in like a slot receiver or, just any type of receiver in a while. We haven't had that since Taylor Gabriel. Somewhat out of, Calvin Ridley and, what was his name? Alameda is a very great example, man. Him and Taylor Gabriel, them three are the most like the top ones I could think of, but we haven't had that since then. The reasoning behind the beating AJ is because AJ's fast, but he's not the speedster corner like we have our guy Clark Phillips over here. He's we'll get to him in a minute, but that is the reason behind it. But it's also testing AJ. It's going to get him better as well. It's not just a shame on him. Because you get beat. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
It's the NFL.
He's doing it. I haven't heard any other touchdown on him since. So he must have clapped back and has been doing his job. So I'm just here all for the battle. So
Yes, sir. Battle is a big thing of training camp where you build your team as you grow and you get ready for this opening season here, week one against the Steelers in the bins, baby, going against Arthur Smith.
The only thing
Falcon fans have
stealing-
sold out on season tickets, fellas. So we better have this bin packed. If I'm not there, man, I'm gonna hate myself for it. But please, please, please have this bins packed, man. Please
The only-
pack us out. The Falcons need us more than you know. I mean, you heard it from John Abraham, the legend. John Abraham here on the podcast said, "You guys don't understand how much your fandom helps us out on that field." So Falcon fans, a retired John Abraham speaks about how
Shout out,
important
John.
it is, how important it is to have, the fans behind you, man. Week 1, let's pack this thing out. Cody, Rondell Moore beating the man AJ Terrell in training camp. We talked about the speed he was bringing here to the team. You spoke on it. We all spoke about how he was getting hate this offseason before training camp, and now you see it. You see why the Falcons went out and grabbed him. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it's like Philip said, it's all about that speed. I would say speed kills, man. It does. So even if he has, obviously, I don't think he's as good as AJ Terrell, but it goes to show if you've got the wheels and you've got hands, that it can make up for, being covered by elite corners in the NFL. Now, of course, it's the NFL. Everybody's going to get burned every now and then. And like to Philip's point, it's not a shame on AJ. It's more of an applause to him
Yes.
for showing off the speed, man. It's just going to, again, it's like Philip said, it's going to make AJ better. It's going to make our wide receiver room better. Just, man, I think the key is just speed, man. And it's impressive to see.
Yes, sir.
As somebody who could never run more than a 5.2 on the 40, speed impresses me, dude. Like that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Back in my day, I ran a 3.2. I came from a D1 family, man. I'm telling you.
Sterling Woods in the chat said, "I like that speed we have in that receiver room."
Yes.
My guy Terry from One Time for the Fans said, "Man, I just think he got AJ on the takeoff. Rondell's a Lamborghini. It's gonna happen.
For sure.
AJ's still our top cornerback. 100%, baby. 100%. As we
He gonna
stated
do
earlier,
AJ things.
Penix throwing dots in training camp this early, man, and it was a great throw by Penix. Absolutely, man. I really think we got a diamond in the rough, guys. Falcon fans
Shout out to
can
Nine,
hate on
bro.
it. Other teams can hate on it. I mean, the Bears were joking about it in a press conference. So let teams hate, man, because I really believe when Penix hits the field, he's going to get off running. This kind of leads us to a bad next topic, but Penix did happen to throw an interception. But guess who that interception was to? Philip, our man here at DFU, Clark Phillips III,
All right,
making
2-2.
interceptions early in the training camp. Obviously, we've seen the tape on Penix. He's throwing dots, and for Clark Phillips to get in front of one, man, is pretty nice to see.
From
Phillip,
the post that
Cody,
I've seen,
you've seen before when training camp started. You've seen that Mike Hughes started out at cornerback
Right.
one. Now you're kind of seeing Clark Phillips rotating that cornerback one
Hey.
spot. Cody, Phillip, our thoughts on Clark Phillips?
All right, so from what I've seen from the post, the same post that you were talking about, well, the thing that you were talking about, the interception, I seen where it stated that Penix had, he had his receiver, which was in, I'm pretty sure it was Casey Washington. He had him open, but Clark Phillips and his height advantage. Everybody talks about the height. It didn't see him in that, in that certain spot. He come up and picked it off. It was like, he come in and swooped it out, from Casey Washington and took it to the house. So
Nice.
shout out to Clark, man. They always talk about the height. There's a big difference. I don't see it, man. That to me, it shows it makes him. I feel like it's making him more into what he wants to be. You know what I mean? He's taking
He's a
that
baller,
and
dude.
feeling it. He's
Taking
taking it and feeling it.
He's a thug. Clark Phillips III comes in here with an attitude and aggression, and that's why you're hearing Clark Phillips III, possibly cornerback 2, here in his second season, guys. Second season.
He's gonna get it. You heard it here first.
Cody, your thoughts, Clark Phillips III, man, making heads turn here at training camp.
No surprise, man. After talking to Mike Johnson, it's like we've been saying, he's that dog. He's got that dog in him, man.
Ooh.
And again, to Philip's point, again, Philip, definitely coming out with, great points. Is he's 5'9", and people want to bash that. But here's the thing, short is good, man. Sometimes because you get lost. other people lose you because they can't see you over the 6'5", can't see you over the 6'2". I mean, that's why, Warwick Dunn, being so short would get lost behind that offensive line. And people are looking around and Warwick's, 3-4 yards downfield because you can't see him behind, Todd McClure's standing at, 6'5", or you can't see him behind a Mike Johnson at 6'7", so being 5'9", it makes me feel special, that, hey, somebody my height can get that done, man. So it's, 100%. But am I surprised? Absolutely not. Let's say all three of us have been pounding our chest about Philip III, and he's just going out there showing you, hey, I've got that dog, I've got that competitive spirit in me, and it doesn't matter if I'm 5'9" or if I'm 6'2", I'm going to bully you, and I'm gonna find a way to make plays.
Yes,
absolutely,
sir.
man. Clark Phillips III, we're rooting for you, baby. If you're watching the podcast on Facebook, Twitch, wherever it may be at, man, head over to YouTube, type in DFU_ATL, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the live video, man. You don't understand how much it helps us here as a channel grow. We're at 411 subscribers, hoping to hit the 500 mark before episode 100, which is officially 21 episodes away from being 100 episodes here on the podcast, man. Shout out to everybody here that supported us. Definitely head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, man. It's free, as my boy Bodo says. It's free, man. Hit the subscribe button. Shout out to 95 North Talk Show. Falcon fans, some more interesting news coming out to you here. And I kind of found it shocking. I kind of was thinking, well, he's unemployed. So, I mean, it makes sense that he'd be at a football team. 49ers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks in attendance for Falcons practice today as well. Falcon fans, this guy's a defensive guru. I hate to say it, but when he was with the Panthers, they had a defense. Okay. He knows how to run a defense. He went over to the 49ers. They blamed the loss on him. I totally disagree with that. Steve Wilks, man, being at the Falcons open practice today. What does this mean, Philip, Cody? I mean, is this a guy applying for a job to help the defense out? What is happening here with Steve at the Falcons live practice?
Not sure, but it could be possibly. You know what I mean? Just like as in Jimmy Lake, you know what I mean? As a defensive coordinator, he probably could have brought him in. Maybe like a little mentor type of thing. Could be, but then again, it could just be anything. He might just want to have good friends with the coaches and certain things like that, or knows some of the players. And that was offered to be there. Obviously, he was offered to to be there. You know what I mean? Right. So maybe it could be just like a job thing, or just a little bit of mentorship. Or just scouting things out. Scouting things out, and then pointing out and film showing these young coaches, hey man, this is what you're could or possibly should do. So
Falcon fans, Philip spitting the facts for you here at Dirty Fanatics United. Cody, your thoughts here on the topic, man. What do you think? Dalton's in the background giving his opinion. Cody, what you think?
I'll say, yeah, man, it's always good to have an extra set of eyes, and different perspective on things, especially from coaches like Steve Wilks. As much as, I, have a distaste for the Panthers, he was a good coach for them. Yep. They had a defense. The 49ers, while he was there, good defense. So, my thing is it never hurts to have eyes all over the place. And if he sees something that, Jimmy Lake doesn't, great. If he sees, hey, well, when you're getting ready to blitz, hey, you tend to do this and, give it away. I mean, it's anything like that. It's always good to have an NFL coach, coordinator, whatever, having that extra set of eyes out there, letting you know what they see. So I don't know if it was that. I don't know if, it's a job thing or not either, but I mean, even if it's just, hey, come out, watch, tell us what you see, give us your input. It's always a good thing.
Absolutely, man. Steve Wilks taking a defense deep into the playoffs, making that Chase Young move for the 49ers, then got blamed for the loss, man. Steve Wilks, a great coach, and I agree with both of y'all's opinions, whether it's there to mentor Jimmy Lake, teaching the ropes a little bit, showing what to do in certain coverage, just giving any kind of insight, man, to learn from a guy like Steve Wilks is a big deal to me, man. So I think it was pretty cool to have him out there today, being that he is no longer on a team. Hopefully he doesn't go and sign with a team now, knowing the Falcons' whole defense. But I doubt they showed him the playbook or anything like that. But Steve Wilks, man, much respect for Steve Wilks here in the NFL. And I think if you're a football fan, I think you have a little bit of respect for him as well. Our people, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic said, "What's good, DFU?" Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Hit that like button, man. We talking Falcon football. Falcon fans, not really around the league news, kind of is around the league news because it's a new rule here in the NFL. And if I wouldn't have got the screenshot today, I would have been a little lost week one. It says onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. The team must be losing to kick an onside kick. Team must announce intention to kick an onside kick ahead of time. And then it says thoughts on question mark. Philip, Cody, your thoughts on the new rules?
I mean, I don't mind it too much, but what if you do want to have a little surprise in the game? You know what I mean? That's the only downside to it. But I mean, other than that, I guess it is what it is. I just want to see how. And now that we mentioned that, I'm just ready to see how the kickoffs start to look. Now it's going to be a little different. We'll get a little taste of it this Thursday at the Hall of Fame game. Yes, not promising I'm gonna watch the whole damn game, but you know what I mean. We're gonna be there. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just gonna be a little odd.
Absolutely, Cody. Your thoughts on the new kickoff rules, the new kickoff lineups, as Philip spoke about. Your thoughts on it, Cody?
To be honest, the first time I read it, I was like, "This is kind of dumb." Like, I was like, I guess I get it, but really, how many people were kicking onside kicks when they were winning, and how many times are they really not doing it before the fourth quarter anyways, or so I mean I guess that's kind of with the new kickoff rules, like I really don't know, man, because my thing is what if you're down 21 points in the third quarter, you just scored a touchdown, so now it's 14 points and you want to try to get the ball back real quick to score again before you get into the fourth quarter. You can't do that. And then, the announcing it thing really didn't make sense to me. Like, it's like Philip said, it's like it takes that surprise element away from you, that you had. I don't know if it's because the way that they line up to kick, it's a safety concern. Not really sure. I'm really not in love with the new onside. The kickoff, whatever. The onside kick-in thing is
that's a little crazy.
Is odd to me. Like I said, the first time I read it, I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. I don't understand. Like I say, the only thing I can think is it's got something to do with safety is their issue. But I mean, really, how many teams are honestly kicking the ball, onside kicking the ball before the fourth quarter anyways, or if they're losing? I mean, but you know what? Good. Because you know what? Actually, I take that back. Good. Because, screw the Saints and their stupid little onside kick for their Super Bowl. Screw them. They can't do that crap anymore.
More news around the league.
Go ahead, Phil.
The Panthers won't show who keeps throwing their interceptions. So I have for you, Steve Smith.
Philip calling out the Panthers on the podcast.
Steve Smith. Tell me who threw that ball. Tell me. Is it Bryce? Or is it that dumb Carrot Top? Huh?
Philip,
or is it short stack over there?
Well, we're on the topic of around the league. Well, we're on the topic of around the league and calling people out. I can't remember the wide receiver's name from Detroit, but shut your mouth.
Oh,
I'm
Philip,
sorry.
His name's St. Brown or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
St. Brown.
It's just talking about us Atlanta Falcon fans. Shut your mouth.
And then the Falcons the same day announced that they've sold their season ticket.
Right. You know what, buddy? I was there at that game, and I was there when we intercepted it on you for my birthday again. So don't start that.
And it was also 2020 season, bro. Like, how are you going to take a shot at a team during the 2020 season? Like, nobody had fans in the crowd, like, at all.
I was there.
I'm just going to tell you, we lit the place up when we intercepted it too. So
I mean, it's ridiculous, and he's acting like Detroit's been anything special except for the last year or two, maybe. I mean, really, are we going to count? I mean, last year, sure, you're in the NFC Championship game. But before that, you're the only team in NFL history to go 0-16. I'm sorry, there's things to do here in Atlanta. I'm not doing shit in Detroit after 4 p.m. or when the sun starts to go down in that city. I'm sorry, there are things to do here in Atlanta. I'm sorry, our city is, in the world's, top dangerous, but guess what? We're like 35 and y'all are number 5. So I'm sorry that we're it's okay to walk around Atlanta and do other things. We've got a good baseball team. We've got other things to do here in Atlanta. So shut your mouth about the Falcon fans because your Lion fans aren't any better. I've never seen a Lion game and not seen empty seats. Shut your mouth. I'll say, especially when we come in and we steamroll y'all. I know we don't play them this year, but when we come in and steamroll y'all, either next year or whatever year that we want to play.
We got you in the playoffs, baby.
We got you in the playoffs, and you're in Atlanta because we're a 12, 13-win team, and you get steamrolled out of Mercedes-Benz because you got your ass whooped and how loud it's going to be in the Benz. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't know why people want to talk so much crap about Atlanta and about Falcon fans. Like, I get it. There are some fair weather fans in here, but that's everywhere. But don't act like Detroit is something special. Talk to me about me and my family.
Dude, Detroit sold.
When you get into the Super Bowl for the first time, then come talk to me about my fans and my family and my team. Then you can talk. Get to the Super Bowl first. Yeah, better yet, win an NFC Championship game first. Yeah. Then you can come talk to me about my team. They sold so bad,
dude. They sold so bad that playoff.
Come talk to me when you know how to kick a field goal, man.
There you go.
Instead of going for a deep on a 3rd and 3.
Go bite kneecaps about that. How about you go win an NFC Championship and go bite kneecaps? Go bite kneecaps till
Brandon
you get
Keeler in the chat says the Panthers are on pace for six games, y'all. What is Vegas on? I say 2 to 3 wins at most. Philip, Cody, how many wins do you see these Pansies winning this year? 2? Give them 2.
I'll give them 2.
I'll give them 2. Philip,
I'll give them 2.
How many do you think?
I think realistically they will be the first 0-17 team.
Shit. Okay, Philip, speaking history here on the podcast, man. History here on the podcast. Brandon Keeler says, Cody, Northern teams in general hate the Southern teams. I don't get it. because it's 2 different, divisions. I mean, I know they're both in the NFC.
More facts around the league. I mean, it's not in the league. It's a different league. But the Braves are winning 4-0 right now. So, for you to bring up the Braves right now. We will
Braves
be there in the house
snacking
again this weekend.
The losing streak, Braves snapping that. So
this is the only thing I can think that why he even thought he needed to comment. Somebody from the Falcon organization, I don't care if it was a coach, a player, whatever, must have taken his mama out to a nice lobster dinner and then didn't ever call her back. That's why he's upset.
Golly, Cody going in on Brown, man, here on the podcast. Do not talk about the Dirty Birds, baby, because we ain't gonna sit here and accept it.
That's
Falcon
right.
fans. It's been a great episode here with my boys on Dirty Fanatics United. Once again, man, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. We got one last topic for you tonight before we get out of here, and that is the new Madden game, baby. We got some ratings coming at you, and no other than the man, Jesse Bates, ranks number 97 as the top safety in the NFL. Jesse Bates doing it big for the Atlanta Falcons. Gonna make me win a lot more games now, Jesse Bates at the 97, but the disrespect that Bijan Robinson gets here with a freaking 82 overall rating. I'm willing to bet you guys after week 1 that rating will be updated. Philip, Cody, your thoughts about Jesse being number 97 overall, and then our guy Bijan Robinson with an 82 after his great rookie season.
It's not a surprise for me. I'm on Jesse. I'm gonna skip that. We already know that's a yeet. But yeah, Bijan. It's just like Clark does. That's light work, baby. I want to know what's his name, Gibbs. I want to know his overall.
It's probably overrated because they made the playoffs.
Because let's be honest, he ain't done much if we're being real. Bijan is, don't get me wrong, he's also sharing with Tyler Algier. Don't get me wrong, they still doing it, man. But that's the thing. It's crazy to see that Bijan's going to be at, what would you say, at 82?
82 starting off in Madden.
Man.
Dude, and as a rookie, he was like an 80. You're telling me he upgraded like 2 numbers after that 900 something rushing yards, sharing the lead with Tyler Algier.
This is why Madden's a joke. Madden, statistic, whatever they doing in there, man, they're the joke. This is why I've seen people enjoy college football game more than they have Madden. Yep. It's because of stupid stuff like this. Yep. They de-rank your players and your favorite players when you know for a fact that they're better than what they're telling you they are.
The year Madden came out and had Matt Ryan ranked at an 86 was the year I knew Falcon fans.
Let me guess, that was 2020, wasn't it?
It was around that time, yeah. And they made Ryan complete ass on the game, and the next year he goes to the Colts. So it's almost like they go off of age when it comes to these ratings, and that if you're really going off of that, Bijan to me has got to be a 90 or above. I'm sorry, but I'm giving him a 90 or above in year 2. Putting up 900 yards.
89.
Yeah, right at 90, 89, 90. I probably would have said much. Brandon Keeler says, Chase, Big Game Boomer has Bijan as the number 1 overall running back this year. And I agree with him. They have exactly every reason to put Bijan as the number 1 running back. You have an offensive coordinator now that can get the ball out. Teams are not just game planning for the runs. Arthur Smith is no longer your head caller. You have a guy that can air the ball out. And, guys, when defenses are worried about passing, that's when the running game opens up. That's when you let Bijan and Algier eat in the backfield. The two-headed monster we've been saying here this offseason, Algier and Bijan, I think both hit 1K this year. Do y'all agree?
100%. 100%.
Yep, absolutely.
And you know what? I'm going to just keep doing it.
Eat, man. Why not us is the slogan here for this year, man. Shout out to Raheem Moore. Shout out to Philip for constantly bringing up.
Hey, one more topic. Shout out to the boy Richie showing out. I know Chase ain't a little too heavy.
I give him his props.
But,
I give him his props. No, I don't hate him. I don't hate nobody.
No. I know. You're just a big fan of Helms. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You're just a big Helms guy.
I like Helms. I do.
I'm a Richie. I'm gonna turn the Richies in a certain way. We're gonna be yelling Richie this year for a good sign. Watch what I tell you.
Fans, we will not be live at 8 Friday. We will be live around, I'd say, I don't know, Cody. We're gonna get there early, right? Philip, it starts.
Oh yeah.
Gates open at 5, I think.
I'm gonna be with.
What time's gates open?
So normally the rule is 5:30.
Okay. So let's meet at the Home Depot yard, 5:00.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll catch us live Friday at 5:00 in the Home Depot lot. A short 10, 15-minute live. We're just going to give you what we expect to see. Giving you some Falcon content. Hopefully we get some interviews here for our shorts. We're going to edit a video. Philip or me is going to throw y'all a video together and show it here on the podcast of what we did this weekend in Atlanta. Spending the whole weekend down there Friday, Saturday, I believe. Philip's going to the Braves game. So Philip will get the Braves. I may go to the Braves. I ain't got a ticket, so I doubt I go. But Falcon fans, catch up with us Friday at the Benz. We are live with live news.
We're gonna be in
Atlanta,
your city.
Georgia. In your city, as Philip says. Philip, Cody, shout outs for tonight.
Oh man, shout out to the man upstairs. Always, it's gonna be a blessing week, man. I can already feel it. It just already started off so great, man. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow and the next day after that. You know, coming up to this weekend, man. Shout out to y'all for being here. Shout out to y'all. We're going to be there together for the first time.
Yes, sir.
In person, for the first time, Friday. It's going to be a fun little time. Shout out to the team. I cannot wait, man, until the season starts. And it's creeping closer and closer. I constantly keep my mind distracted from other things. So I'm not so anticipated for it, just waiting on it so bad. But, shout out to the team. We're going to get it this year, boys. I got nothing but faith.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. I just don't know, man. So, but y'all already know what to do. We're going to be in your city Friday, and y'all know what to do when we there, baby. We're going to rise up.
Rise up. Shout out to Philip. Cody, shout outs for today, brother.
Yeah, no, shout out to everybody that watching, keeps liking and subscribing. We want to hit that 1,000 mark, so, keep sharing the Falcon fans, guys. We're getting there. There's, more to come. Definitely more to come. I'm so stoked about the second. Man, it's going to be awesome to finally get to meet y'all in person, not just, as much fun as it is doing the podcast remote. I mean, it's going to be even better live. We're definitely going to have to turn it up for that. I would say also, I'm going to drop this on you guys here right now too. Mike Johnson wants to come back.
Let's go.
Talking to Big Mike, he said August is a little busy for him. He said week 1 after that week, let him know, and he's more than happy.
Sir.
So Big Mike making a return, guys. So
My dog.
I'll say we'll get to see what Mike Johnson thinks, because we'll be a lot further along into the football season, a week into the football season.
Yes,
so
sir.
Shout out to Mike, for wanting to come back on. He's super excited, So shout out to Mike for coming back a second time, man. It sounds like he's looking forward to being a regular with us. So maybe Mike will be there at the open stadium. We'll get a meet, or at the open practice at the stadium. So hopefully we'll get to meet big old Mike. But always, guys, it's a pleasure doing this with y'all. I love doing this. It's so much fun to talk Dirty Bird football with Dirty Bird Falcon fans. It's especially diehards, man. It's like. I love it. I could go another hour and a half, but so shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody who's liking, subscribing, watching, interacting, doing all that stuff. 1,000 viewers and or not viewers, subscribers on the way, guys. And again, shout out to Mike Johnson for getting ready to gear up and be on DFU for a second time. But always rise up, guys.
Philip,
Another shout out is. To next Friday, man. It's our first preseason game. I am going to miss. I love me some high school football, but I am going to miss the next 3 weeks of high school football for this preseason, man.
Yes,
it is what it is. I'm gonna be there, but I'm gonna hit y'all up when it happens. Hey, check out the post. I'm on the phone with y'all boys. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Philip, Cody, man, shout out to you guys. Atlanta Falcon Fandemic says, hope to see you guys on Friday in the bins. We're there, brother. Meet up with us in the Home Depot backyard, 5 o'clock. We talking Falcon football. Hit that like button. Leave a subscribe. Falcon fans, shout out to each and everybody that supported the channel throughout the way. Shout out to my co-hosts, Philip and Cody. Catch us Friday night live at the bins talking Falcon football. Falcon fans, episode 79 is in the books. It's your boy Chase, Philip, and Cody. We out. A-Town down, baby. Rise up.
I swear I hope that I'm wrong, but just in case